Switch me over, Pepe. Do it. Wow. What a crazy good night it has been. I want to finish it up with what I call the future. Now, a moment, if you will. I remember being a kid, vaguely. I remember falling in love with the PC. The 90s, if you will. I remember Doom. I remember Castle Wolfenstein. I remember Secret Weapons of the Luftwaffe. I remember Wing Commander, Privateer. I remember upgrades to graphic cards, PC, if you will, gaming. I remember that I was enamored with what it could do. And then I thought to myself, like, where could it go? How far? Sound Blaster Pro. Right, Dutch. Sound Blaster Pro. I remember Leisure Suit Larry, right? Warspace. Yes. Yes, the Voodoo. Descent. Yes. You guys are on my page. You remember? But I also remember, like, how far can it go? I remember a young DG, very, very young, inexperienced, if you will, in the ways of women, if you can imagine it. I mean, I can't, but I remember it somehow. I remember putting the elbow down on the very large mahogany desk that my father had with his big CRT monitor, and I just remember sitting there, thinking to myself, like, how far can this go? What will the end game be? Let's go fast forward a little bit. 1999, I remember my wife, God bless her, passed away of cancer in like 2006. It was a horrible experience. I remember her and I on a date. It was, I think, around 1999, somewhere thereabouts, partying it up like Prince told us to do. We were going to party like it was 1999. I remember watching The Matrix, and I remember walking out of the movie theater thinking to myself, as a simulation. I remember thinking something different. I remember thinking, wow, it can go even farther. Command and Conquer, awesome. Warcraft, awesome. Yes, we're really getting in the feels here, that 90s feel, going into the new age, into the 21st century. And I remember walking out of the Matrix thinking, we're going to go much farther. I thought to myself, like, shit. I remember thinking back even in the 99 era, in the early 2000s, and Jean-Luc Picard. I remember Riker and that crazy little Will. I remember them going into the holodeck, and I thought, wow, it's immersive. How immersive can you get? How crazy cool could it be if you got lost? I don't even know if I'd give a fuck. Maybe if I got lost in it, maybe that would be the adventure. Like, maybe it wouldn't matter. How deep can it get? Right? Philosophical. Deep. Right? You remember those thoughts. You all thought them. You had those thoughts. Then I saw this today. The community linked this in the Discord, and I thought to myself, like, welcome to Unreal Engine 5. And I thought to myself, like, perhaps with this engine, perhaps we are at the precipice. Perhaps we are finally there. Let us watch together, fam. Let us watch the future. Future that we all imagined as children. We watched the little digital pixels, the little 16 bits, the 8 bits, the 16 bits, the 32 bits. You upgraded along the way, right? Oh, you upgraded along the way. You loved every bit. You loved every single bit. Thank you, Dutch. Heaven music intro. Dutch is on the ball today. You loved every fucking little pixel upgrade. Oh, we're going way past that now. We have entered the future.
Hi, I'm Chance Ivy, Senior Technical Designer at Epic Games.
And I'm Galen Davis, producer and evangelist for Quixel at Epic Games.
Last summer, we revealed the first look at what's coming in Unreal Engine 5.
These guys are not even real. Just algorithms.
The next generation of our real-time technology, and our demo, Lumen in the Land of Nanite. Since then, the engine team has been working hard on preparing the tools.
Nobody looking at these two guys right now think that they're real. I don't think they're real. The people here don't think they're real. These two people, if you will, I won't call them guys. I'll call them people. They're not real.
And technology for creators around the world to get their hands on so that they can explore the new features and provide us with feedback.
Now, just a few months ago, we assembled a small team of developers to see what they could build using these new features.
Clearly.
The result is a new practical sample project called Valley of the Ancient. And today, we're excited to give you the very first hands-on look at some of the new tools and workflows that we use to build it.
Now, we've got a lot to get to, so let's get started.
Did you ever think that you would hear people that were fake, that looked real, that were fake, talk about workflows? That's something that you thought about when you were a kid? I never thought that shit. Thought that in 1,000 years.
When setting out to make our demo, we wanted to push the boundaries of what's possible with UE5 today, while targeting next-gen hardware specifications. Here are sequences running in real time on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Okay, welcome to the brand new UI in Unreal Engine 5. While a lot of the same features and functionality that you've come to know in UE4 are still present in the new UI, we've added several new systems that put you at the center of the experience. For example, the content browser can now be active.
Phalanx, welcome back to the fam, bro. You've been away a while. Welcome back to the fam, man. Glad to have you here.
Just like a drawer using hotkeys, allowing you to keep a clean workspace while still having access to all the content that you need. We can also collapse and restore editor tabs to and from the sidebar, maximizing the viewport experience. And you're going to see a lot more of the UI as we get further into this presentation, but we can't wait for you to get your hands on it.
Was that a monolith? Was that a fucking monolith right there? That was a monolith.
Your hands on it.
It's perfection.
Now, one of the main features of Unreal Engine 5 is Nanite, our virtualized micropolygon geometry system that frees artists to create as much geometric detail as the eye can see. Virtualized geometry supports orders of magnitude more triangles without compromising speed, and replaces the traditional system of mesh LODs, handling all detail transitions seamlessly without any additional setup. In other words, Nanite lets the artist create while the engine does the work. Switching to this Nanite visualization, you can see individual triangles rendered out as different colors here in the viewport. And because the geometry is now virtualized, you can feel free to place assets like these all throughout your scene to fill out a massive player space. Using this debug view, you can see individual instances represented by different colors from swatch to swatch. Each instance in this environment contains around 1 to 2 million triangles, providing enough detail for the camera to roam
1 to 2 million triangles.
with complete creative freedom. Now, UE5's new anti-aliasing solution, Temporal Super Resolution, keeps up with all this new geometric detail to create sharper, more stable images than before, with quality approaching true native 4K at the cost of 1080p. While highly detailed assets are great on their own, high-quality lighting that realistically reacts to your scene is what opens the door to more dynamic worlds and immersive gameplay. Lumen is our fully dynamic, real-time global illumination solution that
We did that. We did a video on Lumen, by the way. Love Lumen. Love it. Love it. Love it.
immediately reacts to scene and light change, making for more believable experiences. And the GI hooks in directly with our time of day settings, allowing for true physically based setups for photorealistic environments. The Megascans library has meticulously calibrated physically based surfaces and objects in the thousands of assets as of today. And the assets that we're highlighting here show just how powerful it is to have Nanite and Lumen working in tandem.
Wow.
Also, thanks to the new Sky Atmosphere system, it is incredibly simple to quickly simulate realistic time of day, carefully art direct volumetric clouds,
Absolutely, Jay.
and make modifications to things like atmospherics, sun position, and fog. And for this example, we wanted a fully dynamic scene. No light baking and realistic
Look how fucking crisp that is. Look how fucking crisp.
interpolation between the different times of day. Of course, when in development, having access to high quality content that's easy to use helps you iterate quickly and saves lots of time that can be better spent elsewhere on your project. With Quixel now being a part of the Epic Games family, we've made the full Megascans library free and open for all Unreal Engine users. Bridge, our online browser for
Wow.
Megascans assets, has historically functioned as a standalone application for quickly exporting assets in bulk directly into the engine, albeit separate from Unreal. Today, we're happy to announce that Bridge is now natively integrated directly into the engine UI. Now you can simply
Wow.
drag and drop assets directly into your scene for a more intuitive and connected experience. And
I don't know what to say.
simply logging in with your Epic ID gives you immediate access to thousands of assets to use for free in your Unreal Engine projects.
That drag and drop feature is fucking fantastic. That is really fucking insane.
We are constantly looking to enhance the value of the Megascans library. And today we're excited to announce that we're adding a brand new asset type called Mega Assemblies. Mega Assemblies are the natural next step for us in removing even more barriers for artists in crafting their worlds. By combining existing assets from the Megascans library, our artists are pre-assembling elements that can be quickly accessed and leveraged to populate your scenes. Using the Moab set, let's add an assembly to our scene. And just like that, we were able to
Did you see
quickly
the
change
vertical
the
fucking
composition of this
adjustment?
area
Did you guys see the vertical adjustment right there? That was insane.
in our map. With UE5, we are reimagining what collaboration looks like for teams and projects of all sizes. A common challenge when collaborating on large worlds is deciding how to structure map content so that
That was
everyone on the
fucking
team can
insane.
easily
The
work
mesh
without
on that was
asset
fucking
contention,
insane.
while also avoiding painful merge conflicts. A new system called World Partition makes traditional world-building workflows obsolete by changing the way that we think about map files. Rather than requiring artists to build out map content as a series of streaming levels, World Partition allows teams to think of a single map as one large world that gets broken down automatically into many smaller, streamable cells on a grid. These cells can be selectively loaded or unloaded in the editor to save on edit time resources.
Right, which means essentially that there are cells inside of cells, inside of cells, inside of cells is what they're saying. That is, yeah, exactly, Dutch. Exactly, dude. That is exponentially right. You guys are on the ball. You guys are right on it. Thank you for being the people that you are right here. Fucking love this community. Dude, this is insane right now. Insane.
allowing artists to only load up the sections of the map that they need. On top of that, changes to actors in a world partition map are tracked at the actor level, not at the
This
map
drag
level.
and drop is
This one
fucking
file per actor
fantastic.
approach empowers different team members to work on different actors in the same map without having to worry about their changes getting clobbered in a merge or having to revert to get someone else's edits. Now, this approach means you could have artists lighting, set dressing, and reworking the landscape simultaneously, all within the same virtual space.
That's that Lumen.
Managing this much content at runtime typically requires a ton of thought about how to stream relevant content in and out to stay inside performance budgets. Fortunately, World Partition handles that as well. At runtime, only the cells in a user-defined radius from our player are loaded, and as we move, new cells are streamed in, while cells no longer needed are replaced by their lower resolution.
Yes. This is very similar tech to what we're talking about with Star Citizen as well, but man, this is next level shit. Yeah, exactly, Milk, exactly.
Hierarchical level of detail, or HLOD version. And since all projects have different requirements, the cell size and loading radius are fully configurable to match each project's content streaming needs. Another feature that comes along with World Partition is data layers. Data layers are a way to categorize map assets and collectively enable or disable them when you want to alter the state of the world. Working in data layers, a separate group of artists was able to assemble a mythical reimagination of the environment with more interactive elements for our demo.
What?
At runtime, we can swap between these two modes, streaming thousands of actors in and out, and enter into the dark world. Let's see this in action as we go back to Chance.
Thanks, Galen. Many runtime and interactive frameworks
Hold on, my mind's blown. Hold on a second. Hold on.
in Unreal Engine are getting significant updates in UE5. One thing we've added for animation is an experimental new full-body IK solver, which is designed to give you better results with less work. Here, you can see it in action as the rig for our player character, Echo, corrects itself to adjust for variations on the ground below her. It's deterministic, reliable, and around 10 times faster than before. To build and maintain more scalable gameplay systems, we've also added a new framework called Game Feature Plugins that will allow you to build and ship game content in a more modular way. With Game Feature Plugins, numerous core gameplay features can be built in parallel with better encapsulation and finer content organization. Game Feature Plugins allow developers to add activation instructions to extend base game functionality, register new input actions for players, and interface with other frameworks such as animation. When we shifted into the Dark World, we also activated a new game feature to give Echo a brand new attack ability. All of the assets and logic needed for the ability, including new animations, input controls, blueprint code, VFX, and audio, are contained inside this plugin, and core game classes have no idea that these assets exist until we activate it. We've also added a feature called Animation Motion Warping, which allows you to manipulate root motion animations to adapt them to the world. Echo's vault animation was authored to the specific dimensions of this rubble. Leveraging motion warping, we were able to add notify states in the vault animation asset that can react to transform data passed in via blueprints. This allowed us to reuse the same animation to vault over other assets of different dimensions, like these pieces of debris, by sending information about their size.
Just in case you guys were wondering where I was at, I had to touch my no-no spot over there. And Pepe, I told him to turn around. So
into the motion warping system. Before triggering the vaulting animation, a blueprint script determines her rotation, how high up she jumps, how far she needs to move to get to the other side, and where her feet should land. Motion warping then adapts the root motion of the vault animation to match this data. Also, for the Rift Interact animation, we used motion warping to place Echo in the perfect position in order to ensure her hand would always touch the rift.
Damn.
So on the topic of animation, Unreal Engine 5 also includes our in-editor rigging tool, Control Rig.
It is so reactionary in the environment that is set up algorithmically. It is literally an equation that requires very little human interaction. Like that, like it is so insane that most of this is just automatically supplemented. Like, that is crazy what the engine is doing right now. Like, like this used to take painstakingly amount of time for devs to do this type of thing, and this is all algorithmic now. It's insane. Insane. The future is here, boys. You understand what I'm saying? This is how far it's come. Like, that is what I'm saying. Like, when we were daydreaming, like, how far could this go? We're in it. We are here right now. It is insane.
Meet the Ancient, a film quality creature imagined and built by our friends at the Aaron Sims Creative Company. We partnered with Aaron Sims and his group of talented artists to concept the Dark World and to bring it to life through an enormous mythical adversary. Now, every single animation for the Ancient was authored wholly in engine by the Aaron Sims creative team using Control Rig and Sequencer, our linear cinematic animation tool. Also, just to push the boundaries a bit, they even built it out of a collection of nanite meshes totaling over 50 million triangles attached directly to the skeleton.
Did I hear that right? Did he just say 50 million? Polygon count has to be fucking ridiculous, dude.
Control Rig was designed to keep artists close to their creations without having to bounce back and forth between software packages, allowing them to quickly iterate, all inside Unreal.
Yeah,
While imagining the battle between Echo and the Ancient, we wanted to give the creature a heavy laser attack that Echo would have to avoid. We needed it to track Echo's location in the arena and fire a slow, sweeping blast towards her.
Holy shit. Holy shit. What?
Taking advantage of the full-body IK solver mentioned earlier, we were able to influence the direction and distance the Ancient reaches out during the firing animation.
What a great time to be a developer. Like, what a great time to be an artist or a designer or a developer right now, man. Like, just some of the things that you would always imagine that took, like, 100 times the amount of man hours now taking, like, fractionally less because of this is just insane.
Based on where Echo is in the scene. Let's see the results. Here is what the base firing animation looks like.
That is so fucking insane.
And here it is again, with the full body IK post-process layers enabled, and our info about Echo passed into Control Rig. With full body IK and Control Rig, designers and artists can now author fully dynamic animations that react to gameplay without having to build complex animation state machines composed of numerous animation assets. In Unreal Engine 5, we've completely overhauled the audio engine, centered around meta sounds, a new asset type used for every sound effect in our demo. Meta sounds bring the power and flexibility found in material editors to audio creation, providing fine control for authoring procedural game audio. With full audio synthesis capabilities and a rich audio function library, meta sounds give unprecedented control over sound effects and runtime applications. Using meta sounds, we built the Ancient's laser attack out of a combination of sound samples and synthesized audio. Let's briefly break down how it was set up. Using the stereo mixer, let's isolate and play just the synthesized charge sound. This effect is made by using a handful of sound wave generators and multiple modulation widgets. Now, let's mix back in our sound samples to hear the final result again.
I love these schematics. I love these flowcharts. Like, I love to be able to take these files as they were within this program, within the engine, and be able to just like mix it this easy. It literally makes work so much easier. I know it kind of looks complex, but if you actually saw the amount of work that it took before they had these applications that were to take these files and make them associate graphics with audio, it is bingo. It is literally so much easier to do it this way. It's so fascinating to me to see this.
All right, let's take down the Ancient.
Wow.
Now, everything we've been showing you in today's demo.
But I think the most fascinating part is that these two automatons are actually like just, they look so real. They look so real.
Focuses on some of the new features in UE5, but many of your favorite UE4 features, such as Niagara particles and visual effects, chaos physics, blueprint visual scripting, and more, have also received numerous updates in Unreal Engine 5.
Plus, all your UE4 projects can be upgraded to UE5, so you won't have to worry about forward compatibility for what you're working on now.
Nice.
Here at Epic, we are passionate about building great tools and new technology. And a big part of our excitement is being able to bring you, the developer community, on the journey with us. So today, we're making an early access build of Unreal Engine 5 freely available on the Epic Games Launcher and the Unreal Engine GitHub.
By the way, just so you guys understand, that the engine that we are talking about through Epic Games, right? Unreal. This whole presentation, Unreal Engine 5, the engine through Epic Games, Tencent owns 40% of it. Not half, which I respect the CEO for not going fucking balls castrated. Hold on a second. Just a little bit of a finance thing here for you guys, so that you understand that 40% of Epic Games is owned by a Chinese company called Tencent, where the CEO is on the CCP consulate. It's a little scary. Scary. It's a little tidbit, little fact there, little factoid.
You can explore and test out these tools yourself to get an early look at what's coming later in the full release of UE 5.0.
Also, we're releasing the project source for Valley of the Ancient, so you can check out how we use these features to build everything you've seen in today's demonstration. We've got a series of deep dive conversations on these topics lined up for Inside Unreal, our official weekly live stream, where you can hear from the engine dev team and ask your questions.
Now,
just so you know, this guy is 40% owned by the CCP. This guy, just his earring, just that little stud right there, and his that, and 40% of his face, 40% of his face is owned by China. So if we just go over here, okay, so we'll trace it out here with the arrow. We'll say like this eye, the cheek, the half of the chin, partial here, the neck, and the hair and the ear is owned by China. That's it. That's all.
These are still the early days of UE5, and you can expect more news and features to be announced as we move closer to a production-ready release targeting early 2022.
Follow the Unreal Engine social channels for more information.
What people don't know is that shortly after this was shot, there was Mandarin. There was Mandarin spoken in the same, setup, but all Mandarin.
And feel free to download the early access release of Unreal Engine 5 and the Valley of the Ancient project today.
Thanks everyone for watching, and welcome to Early Access.
Welcome. Put it in your computer. China loves you. Put it in your computer. China loves you. That's such a bad way to end that. Taiwan, back to the show.